health-wise, where do you feel like you're at right now?
Feeling good, man. I feel like I'm in a really good spot, feeling confident out on the field, and just put myself in position to be ready to compete in training camp, make sure I'm in good shape going into game one. But I'm feeling good, man. I worked my tail off to get to where I'm at, and just really excited to just be back in the building. I feel like I ain't been up here in a minute, you know what I'm saying? So good to be back on the podium, but I'm excited to get back on the field, though. Well, back competing on the field.
You expect to be full go at the start of training camp? Or
That's my goal.
Ramp up?
That's my goal. Obviously, with training camp there's always a ramp-up period. Mine may look a little different, but the bulk of it, my goal is to have most of my reps getting in, and not too much special treatment to the side or nothing. So that's what I'm working for.
What has this whole recovery process been like for you, and has it tested your patience?
It's been a heck of a process. I think it's been tough, obviously, but it's been a new challenge for me, I'll say. Starting from, you go from surgery to now at this point, it's like you go from, you just got to take it, be patient. You're almost back crawling till you can walk, till you can jog, till you can sprint. And even, to be a professional athlete, top of my game, doing what I do, and to go back to learning how to essentially walk functionally, you know what I'm saying? And my first time having to go through that was a challenge and an eye-opener, only because, you can take the little things for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like going to the restroom without help, getting in and out of a car, and being put in that position, it really just gave me another fire, just to get back to just being functional as a man, being strong enough to protect your family and handle your business. But then, once you get back rolling, to be able to get back to the top of your game and pass where you left. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a heck of a journey. It still is. But the things that I've been through has made me better in all aspects of my life. And I'm just super grateful to be able to have the time to take a step back from football, see the game from a bird's eye view, something that I wouldn't have had the chance to do if I didn't get hurt, and I think that has helped me coming back as a player, and just knowing what it feels like to be outside and away from the facility a little bit. Some good and bad feelings. I got to spend more time with my son than I would have had the opportunity to. But at the same time, it's not a good feeling being away from work, for me. And just knowing that there's so much more that I do want to accomplish, and physically being able to do that was tough to deal with. But it has, every day has just been just another force and motivation to just keep pushing and pushing. And I'm just proud of myself because, through this whole thing, I didn't allow myself to soak on what happened to me or to, fall into like a depression or whatever it may be, because I know I had work to do. Every day counted. You know what I'm saying? Every day counted. I was doing rehab day after surgery, and that's just trying to get your leg to move and somebody mobilizing your leg or something like that. I remember the first time I sat off the edge of a table, just like say if I'm sitting off the edge of this, and I just hang my leg, felt like my leg was about to fall off, like just sitting there. And I couldn't believe that all my might, I couldn't pick my leg up. You know what I'm saying? And that's a week before I was starting a game to play the Titans. It's like that. And so just that perspective and drastic change will make me a better player going forward from now until the many years I got left to play.
What was that time when you were away from the game, looking on from that perspective, was like? Because I think it was Penix, when his injuries in college, he said that time away he learned so much about himself in the game just because you're in such a different position. What was that like, having to be forced to be there?
Yeah, man, it was like you said, it was eye-opening for sure. You get to see the game, say if I'm attending Mercedes-Benz to watch the team play. I get to see the game from two perspectives. If I'm looking at it as a competitor analytically and, seeing some things teams may do, with schemes and this and that, but also as a fan, as a spectator, just the energy that a player may bring to a game, how important it is, the way you carry yourself around the field, the the body language, how that transfers from a player to the team, or what that gives off. Because when you're in it, sometimes you don't. I mean, we so locked in on the field. You know what I'm saying? And so, and like we in a little arena. To the fans, sometimes they can't understand how we get zone focused. But to be able to take my guard down and to be able to just see the whole scope of what's going on, I know when I'm back in that mode, what everybody's looking for. You know what I'm saying? And what not only like from fans' perspective, but what my teammates see from me. You know what I'm saying? And because you can't see yourself in every aspect. We can watch film on ourselves, but it's like the in-between, If you mess up on a play, do you go around, pout around, do this and that, stay distant away from the team, or do something bad happen on the field and you run around moping, or are you picking up your team, getting everybody up ready? Because that energy is real, and you know what I'm saying? So I always try to be cognizant of it as a player when I was playing, but when I got removed from it, I just saw how important the things were that's not on paper, you know what I'm saying, or not between the snap and the end of the play, and that also just gave me another perspective as a player. So I'm excited to get back out there, man. I'm excited to get back there, itching to get back out there, but being as smart as I can, having patience with myself, and but making the days count.
As a veteran, you've been through some coaching changes here. Is there anything that distinguishes Raheem for the transition that he's led thus far?
I just think he's a great leader, and men first and foremost. The way he's able to connect with every player on the roster, everybody in the building, and that comes from the type of person that he is, and also the experiences that he's had. And I just think it just screamed volume across the board, like just the type of man that he is first and foremost. And I'm just excited that he got the opportunity to lead this team to a really, really high place where I feel like we're going to go. And so I just think, I'm just very grateful to have him here, and I believe that he's the right guy to get us where we want to be, and we want to play championship football around here. But that don't just come. That come with putting the work in and day out, and he'd be the first to tell you that. So super excited to play for Coach Morris, man, and I just know that he's gonna get the best out of everybody in the building, which is gonna lead to better results on the field, because even the people that the fans don't see, from the strength staff to community relations, to public relations, to everybody, our relationships matter, and the vibe matters, that we go out on the field, feel like we all fighting for each other. Boats usually sink from the inside, and I think with Coach Morris leading the way, we got it. We got all the holes plugged up, doing what we need to do to go take this thing as far as we need to go.
Do you remember the emotions you felt when you got the news that you were going to need surgery?
Yeah, I was disappointed for sure, because even when I got hurt in the game, I walked off the field. Obviously knew something was wrong. And a lot of people think I got hurt on the play I walked off the field. I got hurt the second play of the game, and I played like 2 more plays after that, and I only realized that I couldn't. My knee was messed up, because as I tried to shed a block, it wasn't stable. So was able to limp off the field, got to the blue tent, and was able to. Once I got to the blue tent, I'm in there like walking around. I'm like doing air squats. I'm like, I think I'm good. Like maybe a little hick. Like let's go. And I was like jumping in. Then Doc checked me out. He's like, man, great. I can't let you go back out there, man. And I'm like, man, but he was like, let's just look at it. And so we took our time. I got home that night, was sitting at the bar in the kitchen, and just like flexing my leg up and down, like, this nice, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like nice, whatever, maybe strain something. And then when I woke up that morning, I started getting a little more stiff. And by the time I got up to the facility to get an MRI, it's about a 45-minute drive from me to home. Oh man, getting out that car, I'm like, oh yeah. So it's getting serious, getting a little serious. So I go get the MRI, man. Expecting to hear some bad news, man. It confirmed, that I did have a tear to ACL, and but definitely was disappointing and just heartbreaking. But my initial heartbreak was, at the Tennessee game, man. I just knew in my heart it wasn't right, because I know myself, and I haven't. I missed 2 games my whole career up to that point, and I know that I could play through pain, I could play through things, but when my body not able, I know something was wrong, and so definitely spent some time in the locker room with Danny Long, who's been one of the trainers since I've been here, and Brandon Roof, a guy that works here that's been here since I've been here, and for them to be there with me in that moment allowed me to just really it meant a lot, and it was tough, but I definitely I'm definitely glad to be getting back, and I can't wait to get back on the field.
I feel like you're going to be asked to mentor some young kids. They brought in a lot of guys as rookies.
Yeah.
What's your expectation for that role, and how eager, or maybe not eager, I don't want to put words in your mouth,
Yeah.
are you to do that?
I mean, I'm excited for it. To be in a position of leadership is something I don't take lightly. So we brought in three D linemen to my room. Got Roop, Brandon, and what's the big boy name from Georgia, man? What's my boy name? Zion. Yeah, Zion actually came out to my camp this past weekend. I want to shout him out, say thank you to kid. He got to meet a lot of kids. Knew him from UGA. Spent some time with them. He drove out to Conyers to come to my camp, and that meant a lot to me. But I'm excited to work with these guys, man. And I think they got a lot of talent, a lot of skill, and it's the reason why I think they brought them here. And just give them my all, and I think my best leadership style is by example. So being back on the field and spending time with them on the field is going to probably be the best way to try to lead them in the right direction. Because I'm in the meeting rooms and stuff like that, but it's just different when because I could tell them how to do it, but until I show them how to do certain stuff. And these guys are great players on their own right. And whatever rookie, there's a learning curve, and that's just come through playing football. That's come through playing football, and so I'm excited to see them grow, see their careers take off, and I think they're going to help us, and whichever way coach see fit, and all the chips gonna fall where they may, but definitely good starting points for all of them.
Grady, you've had to learn a lot about yourself over the last almost 10 years in the NFL. Learning about yourself from a different perspective, what was that like for you?
It was good. It was eye-opening for sure, and it was something that I feel like I might have just needed that in the moment. After playing the game for so long at a time, you could sometimes feel like you got things figured out, and just a reminder that nobody's invincible. Every day that you get to step on this field is a gift, and at any moment it can go, because I give my all to this game, physically training on the off season, whatever it may be, and then I'm thinking I'm putting in all honesty, I think I put in all my work, build my shield up enough to where it's strong enough to get me through every season. And here I am, no controls, small play, bump knee to knee, and I was out for the season, and it just gave me a perspective that nobody invincible, and just every day is a gift. So don't let anything take your piece, take your moment from the opportunity that I have while I'm playing football. Whether I play, I'm at year 10 now, but whether I go, say, let's start, just whether a player plays 1 year, 2 years, or 15 to 20 years. Every day is a blessing. You get to be able to play in the NFL is a privilege, and you got to treat it as such. And I just think external things can, mess up so many guys that get the opportunity, and you just take your focus away from being the best player you can be in the moments that you can. And there's just so much distractions in the world now, especially with social media. Everybody telling every player, and it's good to have plans for after football and this and that. But if your mind in 20 different places, and you're doing this and doing that, it's going to be hard to really enjoy this time. That's a short period of time in our life to give it everything you got. And you can't let things, take you away from that. There ain't nothing wrong. There's a balance. I do a lot of stuff. Obviously, y'all see me on TV all the time doing certain stuff. But my main focus is being the best football player that I can be. Because the reality of it is, if I ain't a good football player, y'all don't care about nothing else I do. I could be doing this and doing that, but the attention ain't there. So I'm using my platform to showcase the other things that I do. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't put all my energy into being the best player that I could be day in, day out, year in and year out, and keep stacking up the years. And that's just something that I really learned through this process. Don't take it for granted. Sorry. Yep.
Do you think that was maybe the most surprising thing about everything you've gone through, or was there something else, given this is the first time you've truly had a serious injury?
What was the most surprising part, you think?
Like
Let me
the
clear it up.
reality check you just explained,
Mhm.
where I'm not invincible,
Yeah.
and this is a gift.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the most surprising. Let me see the most surprising part. It was so many parts to this thing, man. But I think I'm trying to think what's the most surprising thing. You know, I got a new appreciation for what it take to be like a mom. Cause boy, when I got out of town with my son, I was, sometimes you think like, oh, I could hang with the kid and do something and just, he just gonna sit there. Man, this boy a handful all the time, boy. I'd be like, boy, woo. But I was like a couple times I had him by myself. I'm like, man, I don't know how you do this every day. It's harder than training camp. So, but yeah, just some of the unseen work that people put in my life that even I could take for granted sometimes. I got a new perspective and appreciation for that. You know what I'm saying? And what it takes to run, Grady Gibbs. Like everybody who hands on deck to do this and do that. And just the small things like, redoing my backyard, like what it take to, just the process. And it's like everything I kind of started at the same time, every day I've been rehabbing for this is 7 months now. And my project still ain't done at the house. I'm like, dang, like they've been working just as hard as me every day. Like, so it's like the work people put in day and day, like life is hard. Everybody work hard. And if I had to choose a hard, I'm blessed that football is my hard. You know what I'm saying? And I can't take that for granted, and I just don't, and just can't do it. And I just think that just gave me another perspective on things and a great appreciation for just the smaller things and some of that's essentially some of the biggest jobs we got. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, so I think that's another reality that like it's just a lot of people do a lot of work on your behalf, and you got to be grateful for that.
I want to say this is staff number 3 for you and however many schemes you've played in. What did you kind of learn over the last however many years about absorbing information?
You got to look at it as a new challenge. It's as an exciting challenge, and you got to get over the past, quick, because this thing moving on just like life. You know what I'm saying? If you don't adapt, you get left by the wayside, and that's how I go. So, and I've also been just versatile enough to play in many type of defenses, be a leader under different many leadership styles that's coming from the head, and I think that's challenged me to just be able to just adjust, in any environment. And I'm so grateful for my time with Coach Quinn, so grateful for my time with Coach Smith, and I'm grateful for my time with Coach Morris. And these have been 3 great men, and they all different in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's gonna make me a better man, and so that's gonna help me adapt to anything life throw at me. Having all these different coordinators, different D-line coach, and I've learned from each and every last one of them, and I've taken something from each and last one of them. And so appreciating the time that you have with people and applying it to your next challenge, and that's just how this go. That's how the game go, and the coaches that's been here go from support coach to all the way to the head coach. They'll tell you they know how the game go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they learn from each stop and each way to be better. And it's never any hard feelings. And we obviously in a results-based business. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't good at what I do, I wouldn't be going on year 10 with the team. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality of what this is. Like nothing is owed to anybody, any day. And you just got to earn it every day. And so just grateful for the time that you have with people, but being willing to adjust and do whatever is asked of you at a high level. Not okay, not do whatever. You got to be the best in the world at what this coach wants you to do. And you got to make it work.
With all these new perspectives you've gotten over the last couple of months in this rehab, how do you think this is going to help you on football?
Oh man, absolutely, man. Help on the football field so much ways. Like I said earlier, I got to see the game from a different perspective, from leadership standpoint, from the way you play with effort, the way you run to the ball, what it look like when you don't run to the ball, what it look like when you get knocked off the ball versus when you're making penetration. These things that you could just visualize from the exterior. Now I could put it back into my game, which is there, but you're watching film in hindsight. But when you get to see what your opponent's seeing, what the fans seeing, and give you another boost. You know what I'm saying, to go harder. But and then just watching football, and watching the playoffs and Super Bowl and stuff to give you things to aspire to get back to, want to feel that energy again, getting back on prime time. I'm excited that we got some prime time games this year, and just thankful for all that's involved for that. That come with good players coming here, good coach like people want to see the Falcons play, and that mean a lot. So I just using everything, man, just to really just to get back, and I'm able to be strong, be in some of the best shape I've been in, and really just thankful for everybody that's been in my corner, like to get me to this point and going to continue to get me back to full strength.
Did 7 months fly by or drag by?
I made the days count, didn't count the days, and I'll tell you that just because it's been a grind, but I am not exhausted. I'm looking forward to the next challenge. You know what I'm saying? I'm answering the call every day because I know it's going to take a grind every day. And so it's been what it is. I don't know if it's fast, slow, however it may be, but I looked at it even when at the time I got hurt, just based off dealing with this injury and whatever a normal timeline is for trying to just mark the calendar for what. And I just know if I gave my all every day for to the call it a 9-month mark, I could put myself in position to be fully ready for game one coming next year. And I just didn't want to. I didn't have no time to be sad sitting around and be able to like when the time come to be ready. If I wasted 2 months, I won't be ready. I had no time to waste, and I think that just really kept me focused and made me just make the days count and not count the days. And I'm where I'm supposed to be, at the time I'm supposed to be, and just trusting that.
Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Cool. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Just talking to y'all.